Hey, this is Johnny Bean, and this is exclusively Van Halen, The Van Halen Show on YouTube, on X, on Facebook. It is October 6th, 2024. It is 10, 11, 12. It's about 1 p.m. Eastern Time. 10:01 Pacific. Out here in Santa Cruz, California, and we're paying tribute to the greatest, Edward Van Halen, today. So let's do a quick show and share some thoughts and some memories about Edward Van Halen. All right, you guys, let's do this.
Hey, this is Michael Anthony right here, and you are watching exclusively Van Halen on the Johnny Bean TV. Keep it there. Woo! See ya!
Hey, what's up, you guys? Johnny Bean here. This is exclusively Van Halen, The Van Halen Show on YouTube, on X, on Twitch. It is October 6th, 2024. Like I said, it's 10, 11 to 1. I'm in a brand new studio here. One thing I need to get a clock on that wall over there where I can see exactly what time it is. East Coast. You know how like a real news show, on the news, they'd have the clocks behind them. You'd see the different times of all the different places in the world. I think that's what we need around here. These are, Anyway, you guys, it's October 6th, and it is the 4-year anniversary of Edward Van Halen's passing. And so I would just like to take a few minutes and just talk with you guys about what today means to myself, to all of you as fans of Van Halen. Thank you, Jan. I just got a tweet saying, get a clock for the studio from Janice. Janice, remind me to get batteries for this. This thing doesn't even work anymore. Janice, thank you so much. Yeah. So hey, let's make this a real show, and let's say hello to the top tier of channel members here on YouTube. We have channel membership, and the top tier are the executive producers. They are currently Michael B, Sherman Callahan, CC, Nova 9, Michael Smith, Music Therapy Laz, who is back in the U.S. I invited him to come on the show today, but he said he was too busy. Arhabs, Warlag, Faithful Guitar Co., Majestic PB and J Cat, and of course Janice, Lala the intern. Janice, thank you for all your help. I didn't even have to you're sending me the tweets or the X or whatever those things are called. So let's take some comments in the chat. We are live, so we have a live chat. Any thing you want to say about Edward Van Halen, your memories of, did you see Van Halen in concert? When did you first buy a tape? All that stuff. By the way, you can drop comments below on playback, and you can let us know, your memories. Let's say hello to some people here that are live in the chat. G. Butchnoff, 4 years. Unbelievable. Can't believe it. Magic Man, for me, it's one of those things that it feels like it was yesterday, but also a lifetime at the same. Yeah, same here, man. GSN 72, channel member. Cheers, man. Dakota says, can't believe it's been 4 years already. Yeah, I know. I'll tell you what I was doing. 4 years. Well, it was announced. It was about. I think it was about noon or 12:30 ish when Wolfgang posted out that his father had passed away. I was sitting. Well, I wasn't sitting right here. I was in a different studio. I'm in a brand new studio now, but I was basically sitting right here. It's not even the same desk. Like my studio is totally different now. But anyway, I've got the same chair. This is the same. I was sitting in this chair, which I don't even use anymore. I stand when I do these shows. Anyway, I was sitting right here, and it was about noon-ish. And I remember I was thinking, man, that Popeye's chicken sandwich is sounding pretty good right now. And so I was thinking, should I go get one of those? And I'm in Santa Cruz, California. The nearest Popeyes, and I know some of this might sound craziness, but this is my memory of that day, okay? I remember I was sitting here, well, not here, in a different room, and it was about noonish, and I remember thinking, man, that chicken sandwich sounds pretty good, but it's like a 20-minute drive. So I was sitting there thinking, should I go get one? And then literally, an alert pops up on my screen. Okay, a tweet, or they call them X's now, pops up on my screen. I instantly clicked on it, opened it up, and it was a photo of Edward that I'd never seen before. And let me see, can we find it? Can I show you guys the photo? I gotta get new lights. Janice, can you send me an X reminding me to get new lights? These lights in here are let's see. Let's see if I can find that tweet. Yeah, right here. Here it is. Here it is, right here. I'll show it to you guys. That's the tweet. So that popped up on my oh yeah, you look, it says 12:26 p.m. is when that was. So yeah, so it was about noonish. I remember that. So that was 4 years ago today that he posted this out. So this pops up on my screen on my computer. I see that photo, and instantly I'm just like, I read it, and like, I'm not saying, hey, but I think I was probably one of the first people to see it because of how fast, like, it popped up. I was already on my computer looking up, Popeyes to go get that chicken sandwich. And all of a sudden, when an alert pops up on your computer, it's habit, like, oh, what's that? Clicked on it, opened up. It was this instantly. I saw that photo and I'm like, wow, I've never seen that. I read that and instantly I couldn't believe what I was reading. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And now it's to the point where I can't even read anymore at all. I have to go like this. Okay, so he says he can't believe he's having to write this, but his father lost his battle with cancer. So I see that, and with the internet, with social media X, accounts get hacked. People post fake things all the time. I mean, people are faking me everywhere there is now. I mean, that's the point it's gotten to. And so for a split second, I'm thinking, was that real? Or is that a I don't know. And then pretty much instantly, Wolfgang's mother, Valerie Bertinelli, likes the tweet, responds. Her brother, his uncle, responds. So I start to see that, and then I'm like, wow, this is real. And then, of course, instantly, my phone starts going off. People start texting me. And so I'm like, that chicken sandwich, that has to wait. And by the way, just to let you guys know, I haven't had that chicken sandwich since. I haven't gone to get one of those. And then it was about 20 minutes later after that. I'm like, well, I got to go live. My phone's going off. People are left and right. They're saying, Johnny, is this true? You know, is this real? So I go live, and I've got some friends on the stream with me. And basically, we were live like the next like 8 hours, like the entire day. And just talking about Van Halen, talking about memories of the music. I mean, all of it, the entire thing. Now, my feeds on Facebook, on X, on everywhere there is, they're pretty Van Halen heavy to begin with, because I follow a lot of Van Halen people, a lot of fans. So I see Van Halen stuff all the time. Plus, I run one of the largest Van Halen groups on Facebook, exclusively Van Halen. So I see Van Halen stuff all the time, But I mean, it's different when it's. I mean, yeah, there's breaking news, and if you follow news channels, you're always getting news. I used to exclusively have on my phone, I would get tweets from news channels. So my phone always goes off anyway. But I remember I was on tour with a previous band, and my phone just goes off nonstop, and they're like, "What's going on?" And I was just like regular news stuff. But anyway, you guys, still unbelievable. It's been 4 years, and I think what's really interesting to me is being a fan of Eddie Van Halen, of his music, of the band, the guitars, the entire thing. I got into Van Halen in 1985. And I know some of you diehards are like, oh, you missed, 84. I remember the music videos. I remember I remember Hot for Teacher. And it's unbelievable. Like now, like I'm friends with Lori Tucker, who was in the Hot for Teacher music video. Lori Tucker, right here. This was about a month ago.
I just want to be like, how old are you?
Hey, it's Lori Tucker and
Johnny Bean.
And we're here at the Forum, and we're going to see
Sammy Hagar.
And you're watching Johnny Bean TV. Stay tuned.
There you go. That was a little over a month ago. We went to see Sammy Hagar at the Forum. But anyway, so it's a totally different world now. I go from being a kid watching the music videos. All of a sudden now I'm friends with somebody she was in the music video. If you guys watch the Hot for Teacher music video, after the guitar solo where Edward's walking down the tables playing the solo, you see the detention cell, the jail cell, and you see the woman walking back and forth. That's her. That's her. She was in a lot of music videos. So anyway, I remember Van Halen in 84, of course. I mean, I'll admit I wasn't a fan yet. But I remember the music videos. I remember Panama, Hot for Teacher, Jump, and thinking Hot for Teacher was a funny video. I remember that. But it wasn't until 1985 I went and saw a movie called Back to the Future. And there's a scene where Marty McFly, he's dressed up in like the radiation suit, and he puts a cassette in a Walkman. And it says Edward, and then in bigger letters it says Van Halen. I remember seeing that. He pushes play, and you hear this amazing guitar. It's the trans tremolo. It's a yeah. Hey, Charles Kelly. Yeah. And for those of you nerds, that riff was actually from a movie called The Wildlife, which actually was in theaters the previous year. Eddie scored the entire movie, but Back to the Future had used a small snippet of that. So anyway, so I hear that. I hear that music, and And I'm like, that's Van Halen. Whoa, I got to check this out. So I go. This is 85. So it must have been close to 86 because in 86, when I go to buy a Van Halen record, 5150 was the newest record. So I buy that, and I hate to say it, but I went to Target, or Target as we call it out here. And there's two displays. There's David Lee Roth's Eat 'Em and Smile, and there's 5150. And I'm like, but Eddie Van Halen is on that one. I'm buying that one. Okay? And yeah, I did buy Eat 'Em and Smile later on. I think I even had the version that was in Spanish. But 5150 was my first album. I wore that cassette out. And then the second Van Halen record I bought after that was Van Halen 1, the first one. So I grew up, to me, Van Halen was always Van Halen. It was just different eras of it. It was always Eddie Van Halen. There was no difference for me. Okay? So anyway, so I get into Van Halen. This VHS comes out called Live Without a Net, and it's funny. Somebody had these T-shirts made. Look at this. I think it was John Biel. John Biel. I used to have a guy on my shows on Saturday nights named John Biel, and I think he had these T-shirts made. I think that was John Biel. And this is a replica, basically, of a shirt that Michael Anthony wore for the show that was filmed for Live Without a Net. They called it New Halen, August 27th, 86. So anyway, so I go to talk to Michael Anthony at the NAMM show one year, and I show him this. And he signed it. Michael Anthony signed this. And I remember him holding the shirt up and being like, I used to have a shirt just like this. I'm like, I know. I've watched that video every day. Well, when I was a kid learning how to play the guitar, I watched that video every day. So that's what I was going to say. It's interesting now after being a fan. When was 1986, 87? I used to watch that home video every day in 1987. How long ago was that? What year is this? 24? Will that be in 3 years? That'll be 40 years? 37 years ago? Was 1987 37 years ago in the chat? Something like that. Anyway, so for me, being a fan like that, that's normal. Like, you see these videos on YouTube of these people that have never heard of Van Halen. They're watching first reaction, Eddie Van Halen, eruption guitar solo, and it's from Live Without a Net, right? I've seen that you guys could send me a still. You could text in a still from that, and I could tell you exactly what he's playing. Like, I know that thing, So it's interesting to see these people now that are newer fans. 38 years. Thank you, Charles. That's unbelievable to think because I'm 29. Now, actually, Andy Summers said that I'm old. The last couple times I saw Andy, he's like, "You're not Johnny Bean. You're old." So there's a selfie we took. That was a little while back, last year. I'll admit I'm old. But you see those memes. Hey, yeah, I'm old, but I saw Van Halen live. And that's what we have to remember. We got to see Van Halen. Some of us were lucky enough we got to meet Van Halen. I got to meet him. Still unbelievable. I'll show you guys some photos from that. A friend of mine had a party, and they invited me to the party. And he was there. And so after several hours, I had them introduce me to him. And so that's us right there. This was 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And he was a normal dude. Normal guy who looked like the guy that I grew up watching that home video of the guy that went like this, you know? Anyway, let me see. I've got a couple other photos. I mean, they're really, we took some selfies and the lighting in there was pretty dark. So the photos aren't great. But that's us. Not great photos. But, you know, I can say that I met him. And he was a normal dude and so. But anyway, what I was saying is you know, you get these people that are that's what's interesting nowadays is watching these people that are fans. They're just becoming fans now. And they're like, they can't believe what they're saying, like, you know, the guitar solos or the songs or the music or whatever. So it's interesting, you know? And, you know, I've been doing my shows, you know, here on YouTube and Facebook. Actually, for about 10 years. About 10 years I've been doing these shows. And for a long time, I felt kind of weird doing them. I didn't want people to know how much of a nerd I really was on this stuff. So I played stupid for a lot of years on these shows. And I'll admit it. I let other people kind of say, you know, talk, and I kind of let people, you know, run wild on here for a little bit, and that ended. That's long gone. But it got to the point where it was 4 years ago when Edward passed. That's when I thought, well, you know, I do know a lot about Van Halen. I studied all this stuff as a kid. Every magazine that came out, I bought. Every book, I read. Every concert, every time Van Halen was in town here in the Bay Area. Well, I'm in Santa Cruz now, but in San Francisco, I was there. Every guitar. I could tell you everything about this guitar. You know? So it you know, it pretty much got to a point where I'm like, hey, I know this stuff. Why not talk about it? So that's why I do these Van Halen shows. You know, that's why I do this stuff, because I know it. You know, I love it. I don't care if somebody wants to think, hey, you know, I'll admit it's not all I listen to. You know, the latest, and some of you guys, you know, hate on me for saying the stuff, but hey, the last CD I bought was Katy Perry. That's what I'm currently listening to in the car, is her album. I think it's called 143 or 142 or something. I don't even know what it's called. But I listen to all different kinds of music. But I know my Van Halen. So when I talk Van Halen, I know exactly what I'm talking about. I tell you, like, I don't make stuff up. You know? I'm not going to spread rumors. You know? And believe me, people tell me a lot of stuff. I know a lot of stuff, but, you know, if something is you know, officially announced, I'll announce it. But I respect Van Halen. You know, I love the music. And like I said, it's, you know, it's different because, you know, I got to meet him. I got to talk to him. He was a real person. And it's not just like being a fan. And that's what's weird, is growing up and being a super fan. Being a huge collector of Van Halen stuff, which I was. It's a totally weird, different thing. You know? But let's see. And I'll make this a 30-minute show for you guys. I was going to make this just 15 minutes, but I'll go another 5 minutes. So let's take some comments here. Dakota says, my dad was only 13 when their first single came out. So Van Halen, 1978. Charles Kelly, that's Pink Floyd, right? By the way, did you guys hear that Pink Floyd sold their catalog for like $400 million? Did you guys hear about that? Very Rich, I saw them on 1978 Day on the Green. Oh, right on, man. Cool. Let's see, Bass and Angler 73. I've seen Van Halen several times. I'm probably just as big of a Van Halen nerd as me. I like to consider other people bigger nerds than me. You know, I'm not like one of those people where I'm like, I know everything, I'm the best. Yeah, that's not me at all. I'll let anybody else, if you want to say you're a bigger fan than me, that's cool. And maybe you are. That's fine. Like, how should I explain this? I don't know. I love music. I love guitar. I love doing these shows. You know, this is my life doing this. Doing what I'm doing right now, standing here talking to a microphone, talking to 40 people that I see, that number says, live. I love doing this. And what? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. But I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be me if it wasn't for Eddie Van Halen. I'll tell you that. Eddie Van Halen totally changed my life. But I'm not going to be some weirdo and jump around in stripes and play his music all day. I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to tell you guys that yeah, he, you know, he was the greatest as far as who he was and what he did. There'll never be another one. There'll never be another Eddie Van Halen, no matter what. I think we can all agree on that. You know, another guitar player can come out and do something a little different, and you can say, well, they've taken that in a different direction than anybody else. That's a little different. So that, I think that can happen. You know, and there's been other players since. You know, a lot of players say, well, Van Halen was like the next thing since Hendrix. Hendrix was totally wild for his time. For today, would he be wild? I mean, for today, a 4-year-old can do all that. I mean, it's true. Watch Instagram. Anybody can do. Anybody can play an instrument. Anybody can do. You know, that's why you got so many, you know, Van Halen clones out there. They're doing exactly what Eddie did. Anybody can do that. But to actually come up with that, to think of that, to invent that, that's what makes Edward Van Halen, is that he invented all that stuff. And Edward he wasn't born Eddie Van Halen. He became Eddie Van Halen. You know? So will another guitar player or musician come out at some point and take what he did further? You know? Eddie Van Halen himself would argue that his son did. That Wolfgang did. You know? And you can say, you know, what Wolfgang is doing. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the internet has given him such a hard time. And it's really unfair the way people have treated him. And when I say people, I say like a lot of Van Halen fans. A lot of Van Halen fans have just been cruel to him. And I mean, but that's the internet. That's how people are. You know. Hey, Holly, 30 minutes. Oh man, yeah. I was gonna I'll go a few more minutes. But Wolfgang, if you happen to see this, we love you, man. We love what you're doing, and as a fan myself, the last thing I want to see is Wolfgang out there jumping around wearing stripes, tapping. That's the last thing I want to see him doing. I want to see him doing his own thing, taking the Van Halen name, taking that legacy forward. That's what his father would have wanted. You know? So, anyway, you guys, what can we say? Today is a day to celebrate Edward Van Halen. Listen to Van Halen music. Play your guitars. You know, if you want to jump around and do all this, that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. Am I going to do that? No. I'm not doing that. You know, I'd rather be me. I'd rather do what I do. And that's fine. But just do whatever you want to do. Celebrate in your own way. And we'll continue to do that, to celebrate the legacy of Edward Van Halen. I mean, I do that every day here, all the time. You know, Lewis, I'm proud of Wolfgang for keeping it real by choosing to make his own music, his own style. He's awesome. But yeah, I 100% agree. 100%. Have you seen the Kramer 5050 replica on eBay? I have not. Although, technically they shouldn't be doing that. If it's a replica, technically people shouldn't be selling stripe stuff. Oh yeah, whoever bought Holly a membership for the channel here, thank you again. Yeah, it was a couple days ago, Holly. Somebody did that. Who was that? We were here and we were like, congratulations, Holly, and you weren't even here. But now Holly, she's looking at my back catalog on my channel on YouTube here, seeing all the channel membership only videos. So you're watching videos of me sitting in my car rambling on and on. Which now I just do that here. G. Butchnoff, Wolf's musical savant, just like his father. He'll have zero problems succeeding in music. When you're born with see, Edward would say this. Everybody's born with a gift. Everybody is born with something that it's kind of like Star Wars, okay? And I know we're getting really, nerdy here, but you're all born with some sort of talent. You just have to develop it, and you just have to learn how to use it. Maybe that's what I'm doing here. Maybe I was born to do this. And the thing is, anybody that knew me 30 years ago, I'm not the same me. I hated talking into a microphone. This was the last thing I thought I would ever be doing, and here I am doing this. You know? Life is a weird thing, you guys. But just keep doing whatever it is that you guys do. Progress. Keep learning. Like that video that somebody, that video of Eddie saying, keep playing. You got to keep playing. That was actually personalized for somebody. I talked to the guy. The guy actually called me one time because, my phone number's right here. The guy actually called me and he told me, he's like, yeah, I filmed that. Or it was either the guy that filmed it or the guy that was made for that video. Because I saw it back when it happened. That was in Washington, D.C. at the Smithsonian thing when Eddie did the talk on stage. Somebody offered me a ticket to that, and I should have gone. I ended up not going. I should have gone to that. But anyway, that video was personalized to somebody else. Like he's like, hey, so and so, keep playing, and somebody cut like the guy's name out, and that video you guys always see, that's edited, just to let you guys know. Anyway, Charles Kelly, thank you so much, man. Thank you. I love doing these shows, and you know, like I said, I know my Van Halen. That's why I do the Van Halen thing. You know, am I going to do other stuff? Yeah, I'm going to do all kinds of stuff. Wait a bit, Bay Area Rich. Have a Starbucks and listen to Van Halen. Dude, thank you so much, man. I would play the applause, but my battery's dead. My battery's not working. The lights. Yeah, see, you guys can change the lights on here. That's really why this was developed, to get my attention while rambling on and on about stuff that I love. Bay Area Rich, thank you so much for your support for the channel. And yeah, I'll definitely be having a Starbucks. Wait, Starbucks sucks. Wait, I just read that. Have a Starbucks sucks. Where's my cup? Somebody actually sent me a cup. Was it Mully? Our friend Mully. Where is that? He sent me a cup and it has my name on it. Is that down here? Oh yeah, it's right here. My friend Mully. Mully got to meet Eddie Van Halen. He sent me this. Thank you again, Mully, for that. Wow. Thank you so much, man. We'll do a couple comments here, and then I'll let you guys go. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up if you dig this content, if you dig these shows. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be at the NAMM show coming up in January, end of January. Exclusive content. NAMM invited me again this year as content creator, media. So, what screwdriver did I use to change the first one? I need to find it. I stripped it though. Yeah. Yeah. We'll figure it out. All right, I'll let you guys go. We'll make this an even 40 minutes, okay? This show is only supposed to be like 15 minutes. But we'll go 2 more minutes. Okay, what Van Halen songs will you guys be listening to today? Ollie is asking. Excuse me. I try not to burp on these shows, but sometimes you can't help it. Balance, Dakota will be listening to. Yeah, man. Don't forget, dude, this January. Is it the 30th anniversary of Balance? Wow. Order a Yappuccino. What's that movie when Al Pacino's dancing around? And he's like, this is an Al Pacino. He has the coffee. Do you guys remember that one? Johnny, you should post a link to that day-long show. It was really good. After you put in the batteries, use Velcro instead of screws. That's a good idea. I have Velcro here somewhere. Do the rubber band hack. You guys are all commenting about this box now. See, that's why, you guys are awesome. I love doing these shows. I love the community that we've built, doing this stuff. You guys are great. You guys are positive. That's what it's all about, is positivity. This new studio looks great. Hey, thanks, man. Hey, Rob. Thank you, dude. Yeah, brand new studio. It's cool. All right. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to go get a Starbucks sucks. Thank you again to Bay. Is it Bay Area Rich? Bay Area Rich, thank you again, man, for your support. I'll be doing that. You guys, listen to Van Halen today. You know? Celebrate Edward Van Halen. Thank you, Ian. Thank you so much. And I'll be bringing you guys another show tomorrow, doing some more music news. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. I've got a lot of stuff planned for you guys. Let's thank our channel members here on YouTube. Thank you again for your continued support for this channel, you guys, and these shows. Okay, and I gotta go. That's my ride is here. You guys, thank you for your support for these shows, and yeah, listen to Van Halen today. Play your guitar. No show tonight. We'll see. Maybe I'll do another show tonight. Maybe. I know I keep saying that. Maybe. Janice, send me an X reminding me. Okay. All right. You're not on this list? Should be. Oh, you should be. Okay, Janice, we got to put Ian on that list. Ian needs to be on the list. Isn't there a gathering at Los Lunas? I think there is. That's probably tonight. So if you're in the area of Los Lunas, I think you can go. They'll have a candlelight visual out there. Look at this. You guys are both saying the same thing there. There we go. Okay. You guys rock. Thank you again for watching this stuff and for being... I'm thanking you guys for being Van Halen fans. Because I've met a lot... Well, I've met a lot of weirdos, but I've met a lot of great people doing this. And I appreciate you guys. So, listen to Van Halen. Celebrate Van Halen today. Remember Van Halen. Edward Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen forever. You guys. Eddie Van Halen forever. All right. I'll see you guys later. Drop your comments below. Are you listening? What Van Halen songs are you going to listen to today? I want to see 30 comments below, okay? And they can all be from Holly. Name some Van Halen songs below you'll be listening to today. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. This is Johnny Bean TV. Bye-bye.
And then I'll give you mine, so come back around this way.
Okay, let's go.
All right, Mike. Hi.
How you doing?
I'm Johnny Bean. I met you last year. I talked to you on Google Plus.
Oh, I remember you. Yeah.
I look like.
All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. He was at a Google Plus hangout.
I'm Johnny Bean.